Hello my friends who are listening to Ebird Online. Of course I'm back again. You should have known it was written in the stars. Yes, that's right, today we're going to talk about none other than Christian and Cleo. Yes, that's right, it's 90 Day Fiance Before the 90 Days, Season 6, Episode 12. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm now entirely convinced that Christian is a grade A attention seeker, and he's only on this show for clicks, clout and 15 minutes of fame. Now I have to admit, I don't have that much in the way of actual, provable evidence or empirical data, but I do have a woman's intuition and I've never needed anything else. Oh yeah, and this.
I mean, I was born on the same day as Donald Trump. Do I have the same personality type as Donald Trump?
I don't think I do. I don't think we have the same personality type at all.
Yep, there we go. He loves the limelight. He can't get enough of it. And that's why I think he's on the show. Do you want me to break it down for you? I thought as much. But just before we do, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you've yet to do so. I'd really love to make 50k by the end of the year. It's a long shot, but well, you never know. A girl's gotta have her dreams. And also, if you enjoyed the video, please smash the like button. And don't forget to switch on the notification bell. Tomorrow I've got something rather special for you. I'm going to do a review on 90 Day Fiance Last Resort. Guys, it's absolutely hilarious. And I feel it's my duty to you to let you know my thoughts. You're welcome. Right, so without further ado, I give you Christian and Cleo. But guys, first, just before we begin, is this the face of a couple in love? Answers in comments down below. Thanks guys. And so when we first see this couple, it's of course the morning after the night before. Black Cloud, thankfully, she's gone home. And Christian and Cleo are in the bedroom and they've just woken up. And so it's fair to say the mood is, how can I say, sombre. Christian's both unsmiling and stony-faced and has a somewhat cadaverous complexion. And so Cleo lets production know that whatever happened last night seems to have put a dent in their relationship. Cleo? It's not put a dent in it, it's fucking punctured it. It's irreparable, it's finished, it's burst. Your love bubble has burst. And looking at Christian's body language, it says quite simply, piss off Cleo. Anyway, not to worry. Cleo's got a delightful activity for them to do today. Take it away, Cleo.
So what are we doing today, babe?
So we're meeting my friend Evelina to have a couples astrological reading.
What? We're doing astrology stuff?
Yes.
Oh my god, okay.
And Evelina is going to be so excited to tell us whether we are meant for each other or whether we should just call it a day.
Oh my god, guys. Get a load of the look on Christian's face. Right, so there are two things here. Two things which are noteworthy and I'd say somewhat worrisome. The first thing is the look on Christian's face. It's a look of pure, unadulterated hate. And the second thing is twofold. Firstly, by the looks of things, Cleo is completely not picking up on Christian's cues and Christian's body language. And this leads me neatly into the second part. Lots of people in comments keep on saying, oh, Cleo's not autistic. I know somebody that's autistic and they're nothing like Cleo. And this to me is an absolutely wild take. Diagnosing autism requires a comprehensive evaluation by a qualified healthcare professional or psychologist who specialises in autism spectrum disorders. Shockingly, all autistic people are not the same. Shockingly, people with autism can vary significantly in their communication skills, social interactions, sensory skills, their interests. Everything's going to be different. The same as everybody else, they're unique. Now, I'm not saying that I know she definitely has autism. I know very little about it. But from the little I do know, I understand it's difficult to read people's body language and read social situations. This to me would suggest she probably does have autism because Christian's given her one look. And guys, she seems totally nonplussed. She seems not to notice. But then the final thing from this first little excerpt is the fact that Cleo finishes up by saying, when they've been to this astrologer, she'll know for sure if they're meant to be or if they're going to call it a day. Now I've got to say once again, I'm with Christian on this. He rolls his eyes, or in fact, I assume he rolls his eyes. He's looking directly at the brick wall. He doesn't even want to look at Cleo. But guys, imagine somebody saying they're going to some random third party to find out if you're the person for them or if you're supposed to be together. I think it's pretty obvious that Christian would want to have that decision made within the relationship and not outside of it. I think his reaction to Black Cloud pretty much proved that. And then right on cue, Cleo lets us all know why it's especially important for her to do this.
Me being autistic, knowing somebody's star sign adds a certain layer of certainty into understanding them and people around me in general. So like I take it very seriously.
It does what? It adds a layer of certainty. Guys, the most I could possibly say about astrology from a personal point of view is that it gives you a rough guide as to what somebody might be like. It's very interesting because I'm a Taurian and I'm actually quite a typical Taurian. But I do think the whole thing is open to lots of interpretation. And if Cleo says this adds a layer of certainty and Christian thinks it's all horse shit, I don't know, it doesn't bode well for their relationship. In fact, this divergence in their ideals is more of a clue than whatever this bloody chart's going to say later on. But guys, maybe I've read it all wrong. Maybe Christian thinks it's a good idea after all. Let's see, shall we?
Not necessarily looking forward to this because I think it's kind of a lot of mumbo jumbo and...
That's more than enough. Yeah, just as I thought, he thinks it's a load of horseshit. Anyway, just before they leave, the couple have a little joke. Well, it's kind of one of those backhanded jokes. You know, the ones that you make when, well, kind of just before you break up, I guess. But Christian said to Cleo, I wonder if this astrologer is going to say that you fly off the handle and don't give anyone else a chance to explain. You mean a chance to lie, Christian? A chance to lie. But quick as a flash, Cleo countered, and she said maybe she's going to say he just suddenly changed his mind on the fly. And so Christian went back to his line of last week saying that he didn't change his mind, it was all just a big miscommunication. Christian, there was no miscommunication. You agreed to let producers know that you'd slept together, and as soon as Cleo left the house, you changed your mind. And then you hastily tried to close the stable door after the horse had well and truly bolted. The horse had run through 3 fields, got married, had a couple of kids, died a somber death, surrounded by her family, and then been made into dog food by the time that you changed your mind, Christian. Guys, he's such a clown. Anyway, Christian continues that he doesn't believe the stars or planets or place or time of your birth dictate your personality. And guys, I completely agree with him. 2 of my godkids, in fact the only boys, are twins. And I cannot tell you how different their personalities are. And they were born at pretty much the same time and place. I think there was, 5 or 10 minutes between the 2 of them. And so finally the couple arrive at the astrology shop and they sit down and chat to Cleo's friend Evelina. So apparently, according to Cleo, in this couples reading, the astrologer makes the reading and that's based off your natal chart. And then apparently they could advise you on areas in which they'd get on and areas of conflict. Cleo, really? Do you really need an astrologer to tell you you pair are like chalk and cheese? He likes to be the life and soul of the party. Cleo's a quiet little bird who likes staying in and doing geeky shit. Cleo likes to confront issues head on, it would seem. Christian likes to, bluster and try and bluff his way around things. I mean, maybe opposites attract, but I have to say, I don't necessarily see them as a compatible fit. And so the astrologer said that they're both connected to each other, but neither one of them can work out why. They're just drawn together. Actually, this is really strange because I know I've just sat here and said it's all horseshit, but I think that's actually true because I do see an underlying level of connectivity which I can never quite put my finger on it. I think it might be this. I think in essence, Christian is the same geek that Cleo is. I think a lot of times he's awkward in his own skin and I think he feels somewhat different. And like I said earlier, he's kind of dressed up his differences as eccentricities. Whereas Cleo's just faced her differences head on and said, well, this is what I have. I have neurodivergency. But I believe that Christian is putting on a front of, I'm super social. I'm a magnet. People are just drawn to me. I'm that guy. All of that is put on. He's not at all. And I guarantee you, if you speak to somebody that he went to middle school with, it was more than like the little kid that got bullied. It wouldn't surprise me at all. And maybe that's what it is. That's why possibly they're drawn to each other. Okay, well, I was going to try and ignore everything the astrologer said, but I'm suddenly quite interested. Oh my god. Evelina then said that he lacks tact, sensitivity and empathy. Guys, maybe there's more to this than I've been led to believe, but she's got that absolutely bang on. It's only someone with a stunning lack of empathy that would ring somebody up 2 days before they're supposed to meet them for the first time and say, I don't want to touch you in public. Is that okay? Awful. Unbelievable. Only a person who lacks empathy would take somebody who's autistic to the busiest chintziest bar in all of London. And then of course Cleo says, I'm super sensitive, right? Again, very true. I don't know if I'd say super sensitive or oversensitive. Yep, that's right, oversensitive. But then guys, slap bang in the middle of this reading, whew, the truth was out.
I see that there can be some battles and fights. You may see each other as an enemy at times.
See, I kind of felt like that from you a little bit.
All right.
Like especially like with the situation that we had.
Oh my god, guys, on Bible, I looked at this couple at the start of this segment and I really thought it's like they hate each other. There's a real disconnect and a real feeling of sourness towards each other. Even when Cleo was delivering, yep, we're going to see an astrologer, she knew he thought it was all horse shit. And she was kind of enjoying the fact that you don't like it, but do you know what? We're filming, you got to do it anyway. And he in turn was looking at her as if to say, you get on my very last nerve. And I wish for all the world I wasn't here. And that's honestly, that is the feeling I got this morning. And I think everything else since then has been kind of put on for the cameras. But guys, as if it couldn't get any worse, Christian said, yeah, I kind of feel that as well. And they both agree there's a level of toxicity to their relationship. And then Christian asked Evelina, so what's the prognosis? Is this relationship going to work? And you could tell that her face said, very unlikely. But Christian seemed somewhat pleased by that. He was like, I want you to tell me, is it going to work or isn't it? Christian now wants to believe in all of this shit because it's delivering what I think he wants. I think he wants it out. I think he does fancy Cleo, but I think when he was back in Minnesota, her being autistic and her being trans was just, I don't know, a conversation piece. I think once he hit London, it was really, really real, and I think he wants to run for the hills. Anyway, Evelina said, well, there are some lessons that you can learn. Yes, you're right, Evelina, there are. Don't meet people online and start calling them your girlfriend when you know good and well that you're really not sure about them and that that person is highly likely to be emotionally fragile. Guys, I believe I could just look at Cleo and tell you that she's emotionally fragile. I wouldn't need to know anything about her. But then Evelina said, with all the problems, maybe it will mean that you won't stay together. And guys, at that, Cleo burst into tears. She's really upset. And guys, just for the record, I'd like to note that Christian didn't attempt at all to put a hand on her, to try and console her in any way whatsoever. In fact, his face and his body language were entirely passive. Guys, he's clocked out. And guys, poor Cleo spoke to producers afterwards and she was in floods of tears. And she said she remembers back in the days when they were just talking on social media and everything seemed so perfect. And since he's been here, there's been problem after problem. Poor Cleo, but I would put this to you. When you meet somebody in a bar in real life, the chances of you going on dates and you making it all the way to a relationship are, I would say, fairly slim. And I think if you divide that percentage chance by about 57, you get the amount of people that meet online and make it to a relationship. It's highly, highly unlikely.
I just had this like nostalgia of like when things were great and I just...
And Cleo finishes up by saying, if this relationship doesn't last, she just doesn't know how she's going to cope. And that's where we end things for this week. So what does the Ebird make to all of this? Well, I see a real disconnect between these two and I just don't see how it's going to work. And guys, remember, if this relationship were to last, it would be an actual real relationship because there's nobody that wants to get to America or get money out of somebody. There's nothing to benefit on either one of their sides to date each other. So they'd just be literally going out with each other because they like each other's personality. We rarely see that on this franchise. There's always a little bit more of the transactional to the relationships to a greater or lesser degree with each different couple. I think that Christian wants a fun party girl that will go out and, wax lyrical with total strangers, just like the person that he's portraying himself to be. And I think that Cleo's infatuated with the idea of this American social magnate that lives a crazy life. And I think that Cleo just loves love. She just wants to be accepted and to be in a nice relationship. I had a lot of comments from my video of last week and a lot of people said, oh, you're coming down too hard on Cleo. Christian shouldn't have denied having sex. But I still stand by that. I think there are two sides to every story. And I think that Christian found it virtually impossible to get his side out. And I think that's part of why he's so pissed off. Even though I do believe that he was lying, people seem to think that I believed Christian's story. I didn't. I pointed out his shady body language right at the start of the video, i.e. the body language of a bullshitter and a liar, and a person who willfully mischaracterises the truth. But my main point was, if Christian had some other problem, i.e. his family or his friends or, God forbid, his job, and that's why he wanted more time to think about when he dropped this information and what information exactly was dropped. He was unable to get that out because Cleo shouted him down at every corner, and then she brought Black Cloud with her and they pretty much ganged up on him, and I think all of that hoo-ha completely turned him off. The relationship might have never taken off anyway, but I think the issue yesterday and Cleo's neurodivergency and autism have all taken a toll on this relationship. Christian's a simple guy, he likes things easy, and none of this is easy. It's just all too much for him. The truth be told, if I had to sum these two up, I think they're not right for each other, and I think Cleo deserves better, and Christian, be yourself. Stop trying to be somebody that you're not, and stop trying to convince us all. Lie to yourself, don't lie to us. Guys, that's everything. Please let me know what you think. Do you think there's any way back for this couple? I really don't. And what, if anything, do you think has led to the demise of this relationship? Please put your answers in comments down below, and I'll get on with my next video. Guys, please don't forget to like and subscribe and all of that good stuff. And I'll see you very soon. Also, if you know anyone else who might enjoy this content, please don't forget to share. You've been listening to Ebird Online, and I bid you good day.